attention to what's real about this negotiation because they believe that this is their moment because of all the great press around Caitlin Clark and the excitement of the WNBA.
In an official statement that completely alters this dispute, the WNBA accused its own players of lying without even hinting or implying. I'm going to reveal who has been tricking you all along. Stay put because I'm about to reveal.
It's going to happen because you know business and you know the problems involved with. We think we're worth more, and this is the moment to capitalize on more. And we've never been stronger as a movement, not just WNBA League, but a women's movement. We will get our worth. You know where that can collapse with optics and everywhere else when the pressure of this rises.
Will cause you to reevaluate everything you believed to be true about this labor struggle. And believe me when I say that Caitlin Clark's career could be the unanticipated collateral damage. This is the topic that no one is discussing. Under the cover of a news statement, the WNBA owners just unleashed a nuclear bomb. Additionally, there is a major accusation that could ruin the players' entire mission hidden in that corporate terminology. The proprietors assert that they have provided substantial pay raises and unlimited income sharing since the beginning. However, for months, the players have been yelling the opposite.
I just wanted to let that play as much as possible without interrupting because there was a lot of good information in there in terms of this man's perspective. A lot to unpack. Few things I'm going to point out. He used the word greed, but he also said, look, I'm not even saying that the players are wrong.
They began by claiming on social media that the league won't share revenue and that the owners are avaricious millionaires taking advantage of them. Therefore, either the players have been engaged in the largest manipulation effort in the history of women's sports, or the owners are blatantly lying in an official statement. In all honesty, the evidence is beginning to point in one direction. This wording is surgical, so allow me to read you the precise words from the owner's declaration. They said that the statements made by the players essentially distort the situation at the negotiating table. Do not misinterpret, misrepresent, or mischaracterize. We have receipts, therefore that's legalese for you lying. Consider the implications of that. While athletes are lamenting poverty, the owners claim that, behind closed doors, something very different is taking place. Additionally, the players have destroyed their own reputation, if that is verifiable. Because this is what the proprietors say they put on the table. Substantial instant pay raises. Verify. A brand new, unlimited revenue sharing scheme. Verify. Salary growth is correlated with revenue growth. Verify. 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 The players' wish list is exactly that. Everything they have been requesting. The avaricious proprietors won't give them anything they've been claiming. This statement claims that it has been waiting for signatures the entire time. Why would the players fabricate that information then? Why would they present a single narrative to the public while talks reveal something completely different? I'll explain why. Outrage sells, after all. Clicks are generated by victim narratives, and compassion translates into power. However, you lose everything if you're caught lying. Let's now discuss who stands to lose the most from all of this. Clark, Caitlin, the lady who, by herself, brought the WNBA into the mainstream. The youngster who gave a league that was fading into obscurity millions of viewers. And now, a labor disagreement that she had nothing to do with will cause her entire 2026 season to vanish. The executive committee does not include her. Negotiations are not being led by her. She's merely attempting to play hoops. However, she will bear the greatest cost. Do you know why? Due to right now, Caitlin's earning potential is at its highest point. She had a remarkable debut season. The number of viewers surged. Money is being thrown at her by brands. She is creating something unique. And all of that momentum is destroyed by a lockout. She loses a year of her prime that she will never be able to regain. The veterans who have been in the league for 10 years have already finished their careers. They've already left their mark. However, Caitlin's window is soon to close. Here's the worst part. Caitlin most likely doesn't want to get involved in this mess. Most likely, all she wants to do is hoop. She is unable to opt out, though. She belongs to the union. She attacks if they do, even if she believes it is foolish, even though she is aware that it will harm her more than anyone else. She must be devastated by that at the moment. There is another key phrase in the owner statement, so let's return to it. They stated that they have negotiated in good faith and with urgency, and that they are unwavering in their resolve to reach an agreement as soon as feasible. With sincerity. That term is important because the union will suffer a PR catastrophe if the owners can demonstrate that they have been negotiating in good faith while the players have been openly misrepresenting the proposals. You lose the support of the public in this way. You lose leverage in this way. The owners are also not foolish. With this statement, they are fully aware of what they are doing. They're not merely protecting themselves. They are launching an offensive. They are sowing uncertainty in the minds of their fans. They are causing people to doubt the athlete's story. It's also effective, because at this moment, I'm thinking, okay, the players will destroy the owners with evidence if they are lying. Documents will be made public. They will display their receipts. They will demonstrate the owner's deceit. However, if the owners are being honest, there is nothing to display, thus there is radio silence. Which one will it be, then? This is what really irritates me about the entire circumstance. The owners made it clear that they are committed to the league's long-term development. And that's that the gamers don't appear to get this section. This goes beyond 2026. This concerns the existence of the WNBA in 2036. Because allow me to present you with some unpleasant facts. The WNBA does not turn a profit. The majority of teams experience annual financial losses. The NBA's owners provide funding for the league, which keeps it afloat. And everything falls apart if those owners decide it's no longer worth it. In other words, the owners are attempting to safeguard the future. They are attempting to construct something long-lasting. They don't have NBA revenue, therefore they can't just toss money about like the NBA does. It's fundamental economics. You cannot spend more than you earn. However, the participants appear to believe that revenue sharing entails dividing fictitious gains. Additionally, before you attack me, I'm not arguing that athletes shouldn't be paid more. I am arguing that there must be funds available to provide them. And where is the league meant to come from if it isn't expanding? In relation to development, let's discuss what transpired following Caitlyn's injury during the previous season. Instead of declining, viewership plummeted. Tanked. Attendance plummeted. Engagement on social media essentially vanished. The casual admirers who attended Caitlin Clark's event departed. The rest of the league didn't matter to them. That provides you with all the information you require regarding the current state of the WNBA. The league will once again struggle to be relevant without Caitlin. It's back to performing in half-empty arenas without Caitlin. Without Caitlin, no one's discussing the WNBA in any way. Therefore, I'm not lying when I say that the league needs her more than she needs the league. Caitlin has endorsement deals worth millions of dollars. She is involved in commercial endeavors. She has investments. She will have enough money even if the 2026 season doesn't happen. Yes, I'm disappointed, but okay. However, without her, the league is in serious trouble. Teams disintegrate, sponsorship money dries up, and ratings plunge. That isn't conjecture. That's what nearly occurred prior to her arrival. Do you believe the owners are being honest, or are the players justified in resisting? This is becoming unpleasant, so please share your thoughts in the comments. Now, this is when things become considerably messy. After claiming that the league isn't expanding, that fan interest is declining, and that the WNBA isn't worth the investment, the players suddenly demand enormous pay raises and unrestricted revenue sharing. Do you see the issue? You cannot claim that the league is failing and then expect to be paid as if it were doing well. That isn't how companies operate. None of this operates in that manner. There won't be any money to distribute if the league isn't profitable. It really is that easy. However, that is not what the athletes want to hear. Without NBA revenue, they demand NBA money. They desire WNBA schedules devoid of WNBA compromises. They don't care about tomorrow. They want everything today. And that's precisely how a league is destroyed. Allow me to explain what will happen if this lockout truly ends. Fans will first move on. Fans who are casual don't hang around. They won't be checking Twitter for WNBA updates for months on end. They'll look for anything else to watch. Additionally, after they go, they won't return. Second, sponsors will give up. Uncertainty is not an investment made by sponsors. They make investments in expansion and stability. They will move their money elsewhere since a lockout screams uncertainty. Additionally, if sponsorship funds vanish, they don't simply reappear when you choose to play once more. Third, teams will begin to disintegrate. Not every WNBA franchise has sound financial standing. Some are barely making it. An entire season without earnings. A few of them won't survive. Additionally, fewer jobs, roster slots, and possibilities result from organizations folding. So, congrats. Players may completely destroy work by battling for greater money today. That was a really clever move. Fourth, and perhaps most importantly, the league may never bounce back. Fan interest eventually wanes and doesn't return, where the WNBA once again becomes a fringe sport rather than moving toward mainstream importance, and where the mainstream media stops caring. Additionally, Caitlin Clark served as a link to the mainstream. It was she who attracted new admirers. It was she who brought attention to the WNBA. And now that there's a lockout, the bridge burns, and it may not be feasible to reconstruct it. Do you want to know what makes all of this so frustrating? Timing. At last, the WNBA was gaining traction. Caitlin received unheard of attention throughout her freshman season. The number of viewers increased. There was more media attention. Companies were making investments. Something exceptional was about to happen in the league. The owners claim that the players are already receiving everything they want, but now they are poised to blow it all up over a labor dispute. It's similar to witnessing someone discard a winning lottery ticket out of a desire for cash. Quicker. This is a question that no one is asking. What happens if the players are merely attempting to get more even though they are aware that the owners are being honest? What if they're hoping for a better deal by appealing to public sympathy? What if this entire situation is a planned risk? Because when you stop to think about it, the players approved a strike. They failed to make a call. They gave the executive committee permission to call one if necessary. That is a strategy used in negotiations. Leverage is that. We're serious. They are saying, give us more. What more is there to provide, though, if the owners have already provided everything they requested? Unless the players are shifting the objectives, unless they're altering their demands after reaching an agreement, unless if they're engaging in gaming, the proprietors have publicly called them out. The game is over. Because social media is cruel, let's discuss what the fans are saying.